Welcome to the final word. Merseyside Derby. Yeah, you know what happened. I don't need to repeat the score. Why? Why does this always happen to us? Why does this always happen to us, Baz? Why do we go into Merseyside derbies with a little bit of form, and then we lose a couple of players, maybe, whatever, you know, that's fine. And then even our players who've been playing good just fall to bits. So if you on the way you go, oh, so and so's been playing good, so and so, and then they get there and they go, what was he all about? Why?
My combined, if I had to do a combined 11 next season, it's just gonna be all Liverpool players. So any Evertonians don't moan when I do it. It's gonna be 100% 1 to 11 Liverpool players. Yeah. Because the minute you start mentioning how well our players have been playing, they go to Anfield and look like they can't kick a football. It's a mentality thing. Jamie, I think you put the thing up last night about Jamie Carragher, what he said after the game. Don't always agree with Jamie Carragher. You know, you can't turn from being a blue to a red, and I'm gonna agree with you. But he's absolutely 100% on the money here, because he listed the since we won the FA Cup, there was 47 derbies.
I bet that delighted him to say that.
I know, but yeah, but he was a blue at that time, wasn't he? When we know, which is even confirmed again this week. He's right. How can, because what he said after it was what we'd said. In that time, there's been some horrendous Liverpool sides, and they still beat us. So that to me can only be a mentality, and I don't know how it's still running, because if it under Moyes, I get it, you've been there a long time, you don't win there, it starts to build up. Walter Smith was a terrible manager, I thought. He still went to Anfield and got a win, and Royal got wins, and you go back there, Kendall's won there, you hit the Moyes era, and we stopped winning there, and then Martinez embarrassed us there a couple of times, and then we've gone with a new manager, some new players, and the biggest thing for me is that I watch this side every week, and so you'd have a good feel for the team. And then when they go to Anfield, or when we play Liverpool, we don't play like we normally play.
We don't. And
I don't mind if Everton would have played well yesterday, but got beat, you'd go, but they were better on the day. But no, you know, like they were better on the day, but at least we would have looked like a team. We didn't even look like a team.
No.
So you're watching it going, this isn't what I watch every week. So when you're telling, like, your red mates, or like I was doing a combined 11 the other day, or I'm talking to, and I'm going, playing really well though, you know, and they must sit there and watch it and go, these haven't got a clue about footy.
And there's there's 2 or 3 straight away, isn't there? There's the goalie, there's, I suppose, Ross in a way, but we'll talk about that. Tom Davies was a little bit like, Garner was a little bit, you know, there was a few of them that were, normally every week we watch them and we go, brilliant, and then yesterday just
Lukaku.
But but I suppose, to be fair, I suppose a big thing, and we spoke about it a little bit in the build-up, but we didn't want to make too much about it, was the injuries, you know, because it was like, we've got injuries, but they've got injuries, and they were at pains to tell us that they were missing, you know, Lallana, but I think I think ultimately the difference is our injuries where you couldn't replace them. We don't have replacements for them. Seamus Coleman goes out the side. I don't think there's not many people in the country who could replace Seamus Coleman the way, and I know he started the season poorly because of his injury and stuff, and he's built himself back in, but he has built, and I think people forget as well, he played in the Euros and stuff as well, so it took him a long time, but just the way he plays is so important to the side. I was trying to get that through to people before the game. I can't reiterate how important he is to the way we play, how he plays almost like a winger
in a 3-5-2,
but even in a 4-4. But the amount of times, Baz, that when we play 4 at the back and he is the right winger.
But I'm just thinking about the game yesterday, what it would have been if we'd have gone with the 3. He was, the way he plays for your right.
Do you think we would have gone with the 3 if Seamus was playing? Because I don't think we would have.
I don't know. Possibly not, but I'm saying if he'd have been there instead of if Holgate would have been where Pennington was and we had Seamus out on the right, we'd have tested them a lot more, because he's just more comfortable on the ball.
So he's one
in that area
straight away that we can't replace. Schneiderlin. We don't have another player like him, or we do, isn't Barry? But we know his limitations. You know, he's 36 and
he's too long.
He's too slow. So you got no Schneidlin in there. Okay, Funes Mori probably wouldn't have played anyway, but he's still, if he played a 3 he would have played, so you can argue that he would have, but certainly Schneidlin and
I think he would have played a 3.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
I think that's why Pennington coming. I don't think he could Coleman, because Holgate played right back in a 4. I think his idea was always to play 3 there.
But Schneidlin Coleman for me are massive. Now they didn't have Lallana, but they can replace Lallana and Henderson with Lucas, who always seems to play well in derbies, and Emre Can. So, I mean, Emre Can is a German international. But it's too weird. Yeah, but you
just bang average.
But they're better replacements than what we've got.
Oh, it's better than they. But
that's what I'm saying.
You know, Lallana and Henderson for them are brilliant. Though they in that system they play, so they did have 2 big players missing. I suppose we done the starting 11, which we knew we had injuries. Did anyone up until Friday mention Matthew Pennington? Anybody? If you'd have said Wednesday, always what do you think Saturday? Nobody would have mentioned Matthew Pennington. Nobody. It was John Joe Kenny if it was anybody, but it was a 4, and that to me was the biggest thing. And I'm not having a go at Pennington, but I'm just saying that came in from nowhere. The Calvert-Lewin one, I liked Calvert-Lewin and I thought he played quite well against Hull, but that was a strange one to me as well, at their place, particularly the way we ended up playing the game. It just didn't seem to make sense. And Liverpool, and then the mentality thing comes with that as well. They always seem to be right up, they're either right up for it or they're supremely confident when they play.
Well, they're supremely confident.
And we're the other way.
I think, I mean, you've got Holgate playing, which shouldn't have been a massive issue. I don't think it was. But Pennington, Calvert-Lewin, Tom Davies, they seem to get sucked into it rather than...
But those 4 lads have been playing in our under-23s this season.
Yeah, but unfortunately...
Well, it's a fact, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a fact. So it was a big occasion, it's a fact. Holgate probably shows he can't play like wing back. However, he's very good at right back when he's defending.
He's very good at right side of
the 3 at the back. So that it was a bit of a straight. Listen, the managers took a gamble and it back. So as far as I'm concerned, it backfired. Liverpool they smelt blood and they went for it, and they no qualms at all about the result. They were the better side and he fully deserved it. But the Pennington one just surprised me because I know he trains with the first team every day, and I know that Ronald Koeman,
he likes him, doesn't he?
But I saw him against Bournemouth last year at home, and he looked like he needs someone who's quick alongside him. So I think when you put him next to Jagielka and Williams, you're just putting 3 lads who aren't quick all in a line against a very quick side. Now Matthew Pennington could play against like Hull the other week and not have any issue.
Of course,
really good, and it's great. But against a very quick side,
well, I remember him against Leicester last season away, and it was very much against the same kind of players, Mahrez and Vardy, and he got taught to shreds. He really did get taught to. I think he gave away a penalty, didn't he, that they missed, and he was lucky, I think, not to give another penalty away. And he wasn't very good. He's not very mobile. That's all I would say about him. And you're spot on. Next to Williams and Jagielka, fucking hell, that's the least mobile 3 you can have. And I think that was a big problem, because you're right. Every time they run at us, the 3 of them just didn't know where to go, because they just don't have the mobility to shift. And I mean, I thought we started the game quite well. I know they scored quite early, but I thought we started quite well. I thought you could see what we wanted to do. But unfortunately, every time they turned us and went to run at us, as soon as I seen Garner get turned for that first one, I knew we were in trouble. Because I knew once Mane picked the ball up, there was nobody to stop him. Nobody. It was like in American football when you see the runner, just the linebacker or whoever it is, just run round people. I just knew that. And it was a case of where Mane had enough to... I mean, he got very lucky, of course, because Pennington and Holgate running into each other, and
the shot goes through Pennington's
leg. Shock, yeah, and Joel, I don't know what Joel was doing.
I I watched yesterday at the time. I thought, what's his position? What the hell is he doing? I've watched it again this morning just so it was fresh in my mind. There's nothing he could do. He got caught out.
No, but you just think if you just stay on your line, you're picking that up. You know what I mean? But that's what a goalie's got to do, isn't he? He's got
to make a choice, didn't he?
He come off his line to narrow the angle.
The defending is poor.
No, it is.
Garner tries to slide in and nick it, doesn't, and then we're in trouble. Davis then tries to put the tackle in on Mane and doesn't get enough of it. But I don't know why we collide, but I don't know why Ashley Williams or Pennington don't just go and get a block in on him. They'd let him run across. It was the same, the winner at Goodison. Sturridge is allowed to run across our penalty area and it's a shot back at the goal. It was the exact same goal, only this one went in where the Sturridge hit the post.
It's lack of pace, isn't it? I mean, the pressing. See, I mean, both their first goal, they're both their goals in the first half. They both come from Garner jumping in, making the decision for the player to start. But the bigger problem for me is, if we're supposed to be a pressing side, why isn't it 2 or 3, or at least 2 pressing? Because that was the difference between them and us. They hunted in packs. We hunted in 1s and 2s. The amount of times you've seen Garner or Davies sliding in last ditch for things was ridiculous. And both their 2 goals in the first half, Garner dives in twice, misses it, and that leaves 2 of their best players exactly where they want to be against static defenders. I mean, as I say, the first one he runs right across the line and goes round like 3 of them, and then the second one, after he'd already been warned, Pennington.
That's the thing that disappointed me.
He'd already been warned, and he lets him go back on his right again. And I know it's difficult. No, he's a good player, but come on, just show him down the right and see what he's got on his left foot.
He smashes it in the roof of the net with his left. You have to go. He had me on the run. The problem with that goal is, excuse me, the first one, when he ships back inside and hits it and Joel makes the save and Jags heads it away, that is the warning shot. Then that's like, okay, I've got away with that. He stubbed me up, he's come back inside and he's whipped it. The second goal, we get done with a ball in behind. Garner's running with Coutinho. He doesn't have to dive and just keep running with him. Just run with him, match him stride for stride. We'll just match him stride for stride. Not going to beat the 2 of you. And he dives in, so he's got the run on Pennington. But then Pennington, if he just shows him this way, he's going to have to do something on his left foot, and he doesn't. He allows him to face him up, and then he shifts it back. And it's a brilliant finish. Don't get me wrong, it's a brilliant finish. But you've had the sighter. If he'd have scored the first one, you'd then be going, don't let him do that again. Because we get away with the first one, it enables the second one, and it's come after we score a good set piece. You know, a lovely flick on at the near post by Jags, and Pennington does great. He keeps his eye on the ball. Williams runs in and he smashes it home, and they're poor at the back, Liverpool, and we exposed
especially
it.
On set pieces.
Set pieces, they were horrendous, and we just didn't do it. You know, we nearly get one in the second half with Williams. You know, we should score really,
or he should pull it back.
Or square it to Rom. He's got a yard out, but it's happening, and he misses it. But it was just so disappointing. And why we weren't tight, we let them, Firmino, we let him come off, we let Coutinho come off and get the ball and face us up. Everyone should be tight. Yeah, that was the problem.
The shape was
good
just
side, good teams will beat.
The shape was just weird, wasn't it? Because it was supposed to. We've asked for 3 at the back when it's, but you know it's when it's
the right person.
When it's we've always said that. That's been the caveat, because people throw the Chelsea game and you go, well, you've got, it was the 3 we had that day. But when we've had Holgate in there, when we've had Funes Mori and Williams and Coleman and Baines, we've looked alright. But the problem yesterday was it wasn't a 3 at the back, it was a 5 at the back, because they pushed us back. Our midfield was just, it was non-existent. Davies and Garner were overrun. Ross was sort of playing his own little game, which we'll come on to in a minute. Calvert-Lewin was then forced to the left, which meant he was.
But there was no reason to do that. I said in the build-up, we can go to 5 at times and it'll frustrate them, right?
Yeah.
And that's fine. But if you then make it a narrow 3 in midfield, right? But we didn't. We had, I don't know who was the holder, because Garner was trying to pinch things high up the pitch. So we had no one in front, and that's why Coutinho could play in between the lines, because no one. When Snyderland's in there, he just sat in that area and patrolled it. Garner did for the first 4 months of the season. So I don't know why he wasn't there yesterday. Davies was hunting, trying to press on his own. And Ross, what they needed to do was particularly when it went 1-1.
Yeah.
Sit in for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So get your 5 right the way across in a nice line. Sit Garner there, get Ross and Davies pulled in and have an 8. Then you say to Calvert-Lewin, stand 2 yards away from Romelu Lukaku and make Lovren and Matip come tight. Don't worry about Klein and Milner. Don't worry about them. But we didn't. We were all lopsided. We were 5. Then we were like our 3 were at an angle, so we were angled across like this. So they had all of this part of the pitch to play in, and that's where Coutinho was, who was their best player, or their most dangerous player, him and Mane. Just come into them pockets.
Do you think that comes down to lack of trust in the defence? Because when it gets said of like when if a defender's got a bad goalie in, they can't, if there's no trust there, then they start doing things. They'll start like hooking the ball away, rather than letting the keeper come for it. And it almost felt like at times that the 2 wing backs just weren't trusting the defence and knew they had to drop in, and then it almost felt like everyone was dropping in instead of just saying, you know what, we'll match. Like again, it goes back.
That's okay though. That's okay. I'm happy if we've just equalised. The first half an hour played out. Liverpool scored. Everton had the ball again. The possession stat, I think we had 60% of the ball over whatever. Martinez and Rodgers would have been loving it. They scored, and then the game went flat. Right, and we were just popping it around. They had that moment with Coutinho. They didn't do anything else. We then get ourselves level after half an hour. Yeah. We're back in the game, or 28 minutes, 1-1 at Anfield. Right, okay. We haven't been great here, but we've scored. Right, get everyone back, and let's just let this settle back down. You have your 5 in the line. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with me 5 in a nice line across. Put 3 in front of them. That's 8. They've got to go through 8 players. Right? Push Calvert-Lewin next to Lukaku. They're never going to go man v man. Never in a million years. So they have to leave 3. Marking 2. It's what you have to do. Right? So they're coming forward. So it's 8v8 almost. Well, it's not. It's 7v8, isn't it? Because they can't commit man for man. They're always going to have 2 and 1 sweeping. So you're quite comfortable. And just block them out. Keep your nice shape. Keep that 8 behind the ball. Almost make it 2 banks of 4. Let them try to play through. If they play through you with great football and score, you go, what a goal that is. But they weren't doing that. We were ragged and they picked us off. And you keep your shape for 10 minutes after a goal. You get away from home in a derby match. At home, you're pressing, you want the next one. We didn't have to do that. We'd have just sat in, and when we got it, said to Rom and Calvert-Lewin, one of you spin the channel, the other one join in, and knock it long. And make them turn, make them think, hang on, if these knock it, we've got to chase it. But we didn't.
I suppose a lot of that comes down to the unfamiliarity of the players, isn't it? I mean, I know they're training with each other all the time, but obviously having a few different players in there just cocked the system up, and it just, as you say, if they'd done that, then fine. But I just felt like what was happening far too much was there was no width, so Calvert-Lewin's having to go wide because
we don't need width. But as a centre forward,
but what I mean is
his
that
role was that.
I know, but what I'm saying is that that's what I'm saying. It becomes lopsided, then, doesn't it? Because there's no one really on the right. Calvert-Lewin's isolated on the left. The back, it becomes a back 5, so we're sitting.
But the formation was 3-4-3.
Yeah, but
it shouldn't have been. It should have been 3-5-2, and it wasn't. It was 3-4-3, and that was why. This is the whole reason why we say we hate 4-3-3, because Romelu Lukaku is isolated, right? And we know that when he's isolated, you basically got him in your pocket because he doesn't do that job well enough. You give him a chance, bang, it's a goal.
Yeah.
You want him, give him chances, he will score your goals all day long. He's not great at him being on his own.
No, he's not.
And he doesn't pull people into a battle. He doesn't do. If you stuck Tim Cahill up there yesterday on his own, Lovren and Matip would have known he'd have been in the game, because he'd have been elbowing, he'd have dragged them down, he'd have been niggling, he'd have been pressing.
He would have won himself loads of fouls as well.
And everything. Ron doesn't do that very well. He doesn't. It's not his natural game. So we've got to help him. And I don't understand Koeman's thinking with it. That's what I'm saying to you about the Calvert-Lewin thing. I don't understand it. Away in a derby match, Morales was the one who you would play there. Because he's got form in the derby. He knows what it's about. He always has a good game against them. Morales, he does. I remember the 4-0, the first 4-0. He was our best player that night. He had about 3 or 4. He nearly scored a couple of goals that night. He ran around. I couldn't get my head around it. but the shape was just all wrong, and I don't know why. You know, he's watching it on the side, Koeman, and I'm not calling him. For me, he got it wrong yesterday.
Yeah.
So what? It's our only second defeat since they beat us last time in December. So you go, yeah, all right. I mean, if you'd have said to me, well, that night when Mane scored, like, we'll only lose 2 between now and the 1st of April, I'd have gone, yeah, okay, I'll have that all day long, because I didn't think we could go 2 weeks without losing then. So I'm not going to get on Koeman's back today because he's made a mistake, but to me, he made a mistake, because when it went 1-1, he should have just pulled everybody in. Even at half-time, we go 2-1 down. At half-time, he should have gone, right, you know, there's not much in this. Let's mix this up a little bit. Let's get Calvert-Lewin next to Rom. Let's give these something to worry about. It doesn't have to be everyone fly forward, but we'll go a bit more.
Would you not have made changes at half-time?
Yeah, I'd have took Pennington off at half-time. No question about it. I'd have gone back. I'd have put Polegate in as a 4, and I'd have stuck Morales. I'd have probably stuck Morales up there.
Yeah.
And if he wanted to play 4-3-3, adjust it then and put Ross back in and add 2 either side. But I think if we'd have had 4 across the front, you could have even put Kev on the left.
Yeah.
Ross on the right, and I gone and said to Calvert, the issue for me is we don't put anyone close to Ron, so they didn't have anything to worry about.
He's isolated. Me, as you've mentioned, he doesn't make the best of any situation when he's like that. He just, it's like first 20 minutes with Ron, he's not getting the ball, he just gets frustrated, he has a little bit of a moan at people, and then he just switches off, and that's, I don't know whether that's down to sort of youthful
exuberance,
you know, petulance, more I'd say.
It's frustration because
and that's it, and then
the big man,
and then he doesn't really get involved then in the rest of the game, you know. And it was just a frustrating game. Every time we tried to do something, they'd nick it, and then we started seeing that frustration come out on the pitch. Tom Davies jumps in and gets booked for a silly one. But Ross has been a massive talking point, you know, for and against, and he's come into the game with a lot of form, and then. So there's a lot of eyes on him. He didn't play for England, and so the conversation has been, does he deserve to play for England? A lot of people talking him up. A lot of people saying, well, he is where he is. For me, I thought he made a rod for his own back within 20 seconds. He goes charging in and throws like an 80s derby tackling and takes Lovren at the ankle. And you know what? Go back and watch that again, right? If he'd done that
it's a red card.
If he'd done that in the 40th minute, it's a red card. And then he does another, and that's within 20 seconds.
Oh, the first one?
The first one is a bad tackle, you know. Alright, maybe a red card's overstaying, but it's a yellow card probably, right? If he'd done it in like the 30th minute, it's a yellow card. And I think from then on, the ref is like, I've let you have that one. And then he lets them have one. And then Ross does it again, and the ref's like, you know, how many more do you think I can honestly give you? But then, when we needed him to go into midfield then, and actually start doing that job, he couldn't. Because he's in danger then, and he got the yellow card, and for the whole of the second game half he did sort of calm himself down. But I just thought
the yellow card was a red card.
Exactly.
It was a red card.
But I just thought that from then on, I just thought he started the game too hyped up and forgot all the things that have been.
But
he's been doing well.
Yeah, what he done in the first half is he went back to that 8-week period before Christmas when he didn't know when to pass it and when not to pass it. He was hesitating all the time, where he hasn't been doing that lately. He's been getting a touch and he's been releasing Rom and joining in. He was stopping, he was looking, he was standing over hitting him, and he was losing his rag a little bit. When he got the ball down second half and just went back to doing what he was just popping it off and getting it back, he looked a much better player. We had that one when he shifts it onto his left foot and he hits the shot, and that deflection could go anywhere and it goes perfectly for Mignolet. Of course it would. You know, and then he has the other one where he dances around 5 of them and slides Holgate in, and that's more like the thing you're getting. But the only thing I'd say about Barkley is, and people, he splits people, doesn't he, for whatever reason. A lot of Evertonians don't like him, or a section of Evertonians don't think he's good enough. But there was I had a little discussion with someone on Twitter last night talking about Lukaku, and he blamed Ross Barkley for why Rom had a bad game. So I was like, well, alright, well let me flip it then. He's gone, he should be passing him. Alright, let me flip it then. Ross had a bad game because Rom didn't run. You can't say one caused the other one to have a bad game, because you do your job. But the other thing as well is, why if Everton don't play well, is it Ross Barkley's fault? Is he our only player?
Yeah.
in a midfield? Is he our only player? Because it always seems to me like when he plays well and we win, people just go, yeah, but Ron scored the goals or he done. It's never like we only won this game because of Ross Barkley. We didn't lose this game because of Ross Barkley. There was 10 other lads who didn't put up a shift. Jax did, the rest did.
I thought his position was changed because of no Seamus, and that didn't help him either.
Don't get him. I'm not saying he had a good game because he didn't have a good game.
But as I say as well, I thought he was his own worst enemy because he was charging around like a bull in a china shop where he should have just.
He's gotta be.
And they knew that, and they were playing on that. And don't get me wrong, there was one where he was down on the floor, and Emre Can gave him a little flick in the face, but. They were being cute and clever how they were doing it. He wasn't. He was being blatant.
Yeah.
He was being a little.
He should have been sent off.
He was playing like a yard dog, and.
But it's ridiculous because he doesn't play like that.
No, and that's what makes it worse.
Bizarre.
Second half, you see more of the real Ross Barkley. Nice little runs, not losing possession in silly areas.
Body in.
Played a lovely ball to Holgate, and if he put a better cross in to tap in for Ron to make it, I think it would have been 2-2, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And it's little moments like that. But you're thinking you've got to. That's the mentality. You've got to keep your head in these games. I know everyone's like asking them for a big performance, but we want your performance, not this faux performance. Yeah? We don't want like a faux performance where you run around and you're a hard man and all that, because you're not. You're a good footballer who makes things happen, and that's where. That's another mentality thing where you just think, Ross, play your own game. And if you play your own game and you walk off the pitch and we get beaten, but you've done what else can we ask for? But if you run around, this is the thing like last season with like Foons Murray where he's given all a badge and all that, and I'm thinking, and some people are like, oh, I love that. I'm thinking, no, you're a dickhead, you're a centre half and you've just been sent off for just booting someone. Why don't you boot someone properly if you're going to do that? Do you know what I mean? It was a bit like that yesterday. Ross, do your job. If you want to do some things, do them properly. Don't do them fucking halfway up the pitch where it doesn't really make a difference.
At the end of the day, he didn't perform like he can do, we know that. And that is, maybe his mentality will stop him being the very, very top player that he should be, because he's got all the attributes, and we see it so often. We've seen it for 3 months, so people calling him out for one game is a bit bizarre to me. But everyone sees the game differently. It's fair enough. The
other thing is as well, he's... It's like you get this. You've got 1 minute we're getting all kinds of, he's going to Arsenal, he's going to Spurs. People are like, no, you just stay. And then the next minute he has a bad game. It's like, I'd sell him. You think, well, what do you want? What do you want from this lad? He plays well. He's been playing well most weeks. He has a bad game in the derby, and then suddenly you think he's not good enough.
I think some people want to win derbies more than they wouldn't have minded if he'd have been garbage for 3 months. If he'd have turned up yesterday and scored 2, we'd have won.
Yeah.
Whereas I'd take the 15 other games he's been brilliant in, and he didn't play well yesterday.
Well,
but the same could be said about Lukaku, couldn't it? Because he's been brilliant and he's had 3 big games this season. He hasn't had an attempt on goal in any of them. Chelsea, United.
I want to mention very quickly two players. I mean, I think we've already mentioned Morales, but I thought it was a massive mistake not playing him. As I say, I just think that he's up for these games. He's not scared of playing Liverpool.
And he takes the ball. And also he's experienced enough. We've seen him the other week when he came on, and he knew when to drop in and when to join with Rom, and he's got that natural sort of spares him and got involved straight away.
But he's got that natural sort of affinity with Rom as well. He knows he's in tune with what Rom wants to do, and I just thought it was a mistake not playing him yesterday. You've got to know.
Well, even if he didn't play him, when it went 3-1. He should have been on immediately. There was half an hour to go.
I would have brought him on a 2-1.
Yeah, well, he could have come on at that time.
I mean, obviously a lot of talk as well. It's Joe Robles, who, I mean, he's another one who has been doing all right.
He's been very good.
And then in the 2 defeats, he's just like threw them in.
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday he was like me with the triangle. What he was doing for that third goal, I'll never know. Because
at the time.
If he stays on his line,
he just catches that. Simple catch.
But he just goes charging out. But I don't.
But he charges out.
I can't understand.
No, but I don't even mind him coming off his line.
Well, yeah.
But why show someone that side?
You come off as a goalkeeper. You would come off your line there anyway, because it's going to make the goal smaller. If you come off your line, but you do it like you walk. You sit. You see where the player is. You sit. But he comes charging almost like. But I don't. Where's he going? What does he think Origi's going to do with the ball? Because Origi's suddenly got the whole pitch in front of him, and he's thinking. He's there's a big gap in front of him. There's only one thing Origi's going to do, and he's either going to take a touch in it or hit it. But by come charging off your line, you've just...
You know the worst thing about that was, right? Origi doesn't see him going one way and it's at the other.
He just hits
If
it.
you watch it, he's looking at the ball, he just hits through the ball. He wants it to get a hard shot of it. So if Joel just stands, I don't understand why he's trying to second guess that he's going to curl it. So he's like, he kind of come out and went, and as he hits the shot, he goes like that and it goes over his shoulder, which is a bit... If he stands, he's just got to catch, and it's 2-1.
It was such a crucial moment.
It was
of
a
the game.
bad goal, or we give the ball away out on the wing, Pennington gives Holgate it and he's faced up, they nick it, Coutinho slides, and what's Ashley Williams doing? Why is Ashley Williams going in front of Origi's run instead of just staying with Origi?
I don't understand why there's a gap between him.
Because, watch it again, right, they coming from that side, so I think Firmino goes on the outside and Coutinho comes on the inside and Origi's square. Pennington's over there, right? So Ashley Williams doesn't have to go. Ashley Williams goes over. Jags is here and he's got whoever's on this side for them. So Jagielka's marking probably in the position he should be in. But Williams gets drawn to the ball.
But
so when he plays the ball past Williams, there's a big gap. So Jagielka has to try and make that run up. Gets across,
but you'd think that Jagielka as well would have seen that a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Would have seen that gap.
Yeah. He's probably surprised that a 33-year-old international captain is running 2 yards away from a kid who's gone out to block the ball. It was a catalogue of errors. But back to the keeper. You know, he's been excellent since he got in, but spares away when we needed them. The Harry Kane goal shouldn't have gone in. The 25 yards shot, he should have saved it. It was right on him. And then he throws the second goal into his net, basically because he gives a poor ball, and then it gets played and he comes up, legs apart, and it's 2-0. The third Dele Alli one he couldn't do nothing about. And then yesterday, you can potentially someone questioned him on the first goal. I'm not so sure, but the third goal, we couldn't do nothing about Coutinho's one. But the third goal, God, it was embarrassing. And I look at that, and that's a red flag to me, because it's a straight shot, and he's trying to... If he stands there...
It's poor decision making.
But if he stands there and it goes past him and he looks and goes, it went past him, you go, what have you done? But
it's poor decision making.
It's on the shoulder as if I want to dive this way. So that to me is worrying. And
bad decision making. And that's as a goalkeeper, it's...
And we might have still lost the game 2-1, but still, if he stands up...
It was such an important time of the game, though, because, 2-1 with half an hour left.
Mignolet makes an absolute worldie from Holgate's deflection. Comes up big for them when he needed to. Joel, unfortunately for us, didn't.
I think the biggest problem for me for the whole game is that players that have been playing well just suddenly started making stupid decisions in this game, and that to me is just...
Maybe we need like a psychotherapist.
Maybe I do, but I just think it's just... If you're making silly mistakes in big games like that, mistakes that are avoidable, and that's a lot of players, like you just said, Ashley Williams, Jagielka, Ross Barkley, Garner diving in, the goalkeeper, it just... That to me...
You can't hope to win, can you?
Exactly. If they're all making all little mistakes, they all add up. And what Liverpool did yesterday, and this is what annoyed me more than anything, and Klopp probably would have told them this, was like, he probably went, lads, these are self-destruct, just let them. And that's probably what you just feel that these teams...
I think for Liverpool, fair credit to them, they turn up in these games every time. They're the two big players who you were fearful of when you seen the teams, either Coutinho and Mane. They turned up for them. Coutinho scores one, makes one, Mane scores one, and they beat us with something to spare. That's the most difficult thing to take, is that you can lose derbies. I've gone to Anfield and seen us get beat 3-1, but we've had a real good go and they've just been better than us. I've come out yesterday feeling as though...
because the two players they would have been worried about is Barkley and Lukaku. Barkley's gone around kicking people, which is not his game. And Lukaku hasn't had a sniff. No. And every time we did get the ball,
they have men now.
So
why didn't we get men now, Mane? Why didn't we get men now, Coutinho? And there's the difference, isn't it?
Aye. Well, on to the next one. Well, we put that to bed anyway. Done now, it's finished. On for the rest of the season.
There's a quick game.
There's no big games left.
Apart from Tuesday and
Arsenal. Yeah, just glad actually that there is a quick game. Try and get out of our system as quick as possible. I'm just glad that we didn't get anyone sent off as well, because that would have been, we've had that loads of times in derbies, which is the biggest slap in the face, where you're getting beat, you lose, and you get players sent off for no reason as well, petulance or whatever, Pienaars, Van der Meijers,
Pienaar like the 91st one.
Oh. Anyway, we've done enough on the Merseyside Derby. Let us know what you thought in the comments. Make sure you catch our instant reaction videos if you haven't already. Baz has done the ratings as well. Your comments as well if you've been in touch. Make sure to check out more content, obviously on Patreon. If you haven't joined us on Patreon, get over there. Why haven't you joined us? It's buttons. Buttons, I say. You spend more on a pint in a pub watching a dodgy stream on a Saturday afternoon. So get over there. And if you are on Patreon, check your PayPal. Make sure it hasn't bounced. But I make a living here. Thanks for watching Toffee TV. We'll see you later.